One of the leading contenders to fill Justice Stephen Breyer's Supreme Court seat picked up support today that many in the media are characterizing as a major endorsement. But I wonder whether the support of civil rights attorney Ben Crump will actually damage the candidacy of Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson. Judge Jackson serves on the prestigious U.S. Court of Appeals for the D.C. Circuit, one of the top 3 candidates reported to have completed interviews with President Biden. The president's decision is thought to be just days away. And in an op-ed published by The Hill, Crump came out strongly in support of Judge Jackson. Now, over the past few years, he's become a familiar face, but also a polarizing one, representing the families of Breonna Taylor, George Floyd, Ahmaud Arbery, Jacob Blake, Daunte Wright, as well as some more controversial cases like Michael Brown in Ferguson, Missouri, where all the entities that reviewed the case determined the officer acted in self-defense. He's also regularly suing police officers, accusing them of racism, and advocating prosecutions, even in cases where prosecutors determined there isn't enough evidence. In his piece, Crump said, quote, "My standards for this nominee go beyond integrity, brilliance, and fairness. I carry the additional purpose that this justice must represent African Americans in a way that has cultural competency, forcefulness, and instills deep pride. A talented African American woman who not only acts justly and upholds our Constitution, but is rooted in an experience that so many of us share." Now, putting aside her views on various legal topics, Judge Jackson is clearly qualified based on objective criteria, meaning 8 years on the D.C. Circuit, worked in the DOJ, clerked for Justice Breyer in the late 90s. But Crump has become a divisive figure, and I would think the last thing she needs, even wants, is controversy. And Ben Crump is one of the most controversial out there. So could what some in the media are calling a significant boost for Judge Jackson actually just hurt her chances? Joining us now is Harry Litman. He's the legal affairs columnist for the LA Times, the host and creator of the Talking Feds podcast. He's also a former U.S. attorney who's been part of the process up close for confirming federal judges, even worked on the nomination of Justice Breyer. Harry, thanks so much for coming back on the show. Appreciate it. So you've been inside this sort of process. In your experience, does this sort of endorsement actually serve to help in any way Judge Jackson?
Not in the least. The very best case scenario for Judge Jackson is it doesn't hurt her. Leave aside that he's a controversial figure. Look, at this point, the lobbying is done. For the nominee and the president, what you want is that the president makes a final selection based on the president's interview with the nominee, and it's got nothing to do with counting endorsements or any sort of political consideration of that sort. So at best, it doesn't hurt. It could hurt, even with his not being controversial, because the last thing she wants, or the last thing the White House wants, would be some perception that Biden made a choice based on this kind of counting up of endorsements. That's already a problem for Judge Childs. Biden doesn't want to make a choice and people think it's a payback for Clyburn. This has to be perceived as a straight up integrity best thing for the court. So you're right, I have been there, and I think it will be ignored. No one, with all respect to Mr. Crump, will care a whit about it, except for this possible political faint stench of having it seem like here's someone that if they choose Judge Jackson will take a kind of victory lap. It's, among other things, unsophisticated. Right. Anyone who's doing anything now might be putting a bug in the ear of the chief of staff. That's it.
Right. And so when those in the media say it's a boost, right? I was stunned when I read these articles suggesting, Ben Crump is writing an op-ed saying he wants a particular Supreme Court justice. That's going to be a boost for the justice. It's like, what? I mean,
it's a double what. It's a what for all the reasons you say. But if it was Breyer or the ghost of Thurgood Marshall or whatever making the endorsement, it would still be a problem, because this has to now be Biden, and Biden alone. It doesn't matter who's doing the endorsing. But yes, it's all the worse that it's somebody who's perceived as being controversial, being on one side, having an axe to grind. It's really an unwelcome development. at best.
I think this was a Ben Crump endorsement for Ben Crump's endorsement.
Right.
Which is
There you go.
which is
You notice, by the way, very quickly, Dan, I know you got to go.
Yeah.
Other people have just said, we're happy with any of the three. People, other sophisticated players have not done a bottom line name here.
Yeah, you know, I think that it was either intentional or just a big mistake. But the media folks who are suggesting this is somehow a boost for Judge Jackson, I think, have this one wrong.
I'm with you.
And you agree with me. Harry Litman, great to see you. Thanks so much for coming on the show. Appreciate it.
You too. Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.